Assalamu alaikum, everybody. How's everybody doing? Ramadan.
Really good. I'm doing good today. Same.
Ramadan Mubarak, everybody.
Ramadan Mubarak to you today.
Ramadan Mubarak.
Ramadan Mubarak.
So how about everybody puts their what country they're from also with their name, if we can. And I'll tell you about the Ramadan program. So this program, the Ramadan program, we're conducting free sessions for kids daily, and we're gonna cover Sirah stories of the companions of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, dua, and much more. So we can. How about we start, and I'll pass the mic on to brother Asmar, and we can get started.
Okay, how is everybody doing today? Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
I'm doing good.
Everybody's good. And we already went through this one time, but unfortunately you can't control all the people on earth. So things happen. That's okay. We can restart. I'm just going to reintroduce myself for the sake of anybody who's joined and the video. My name is Asmar Qureshi. I'm 21 years old. I was born in Niagara Falls, Canada, and I lived in Pakistan shortly after that. And I spent most of my time living in Doha, Qatar. And if any of you guys are football or soccer fans, you'll know that was where the 2022 World Cup was hosted. And so I lived there for most of my life. And now I've come back to go to university. I go to Brock University in St. Catharines. I would say, usually I would say that we'll do a one-by-one introduction. But seeing as there's probably quite a few students in the class, and I've been given a strict timeline that I have to follow, we'll do it on a question basis. So if you have a question, you can raise your hand. You introduce yourself, your name, your age, maybe a hobby if you want, and then you go on to ask your question. And that's how we'll acquaint ourselves through the process. So I don't know if you've been told, but I was asked by Zakianti to do the stories of prophets. And usually whenever I do the stories of prophets, I will always start with the story of Adam alayhi salam, because the story of Adam alayhi salam is really, it's the start of everything that goes on in our lives today. 1,000 years ago, 1,000 years before that, 1,000 years from now, nothing on this earth would have been possible without the story of Adam alayhi salam. It was the conception of everything that we witness today. It was the conception of us as human beings, and furthermore, it was the conception of the idea of Jannah and Jahannam. And for those of you who might not know what that means, Jannah and Jahannam is just heaven and hell. And so we're going to start by talking about Iblis. Now, Iblis was not a human, nor was he an angel. Iblis is actually a jinn. Now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created three different types of creations on the earth, in heaven, and in all of his creations, he's created three different types of beings, I should say. These three beings were human beings, jinns, and angels. And all three of us are created from different materials. And if anybody knows what materials we were created from, they can raise their hands. Does anybody know? I see Saif has his hand raised.
Clay.
Uh-huh.
Fire.
Mm-hmm.
The last one's kind of tricky.
Light. Noor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, light is the last one.
So that's what the foundation of all of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's beings are jinns were made from you can't really say fire. It's not really they're created from fire. They were created from the the invisible flames of fire. In other words, you can also say that they're created from energy as well. So you can say that they're created from energy, or the smokeless. If you see a fire, the visual of what you can see is just the flames, correct? But if you put your hand on top of the fire, you can still feel the heat, and you can feel a substance on the grazing the skin on your hand, and it's hot, and you can feel it. It's there, but you can't see it, and that's the substance that jinns were made of, are made of, I should say. Human beings were made from clay, and angels are made from light, or nur. And this is very, very important in the story of Adam alayhi salam, that we recognize that all three beings were created from different things. And before human beings' time on earth, there were other beings that were occupying the land that we live on today. And those beings were the jinns. So believe it or not, before we came on earth, we were not the first people. It was the jinns first, and then it was us. And while the jinns were living on earth, they got up to all sorts of mischief, and they wreaked all sorts of havoc on earth. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala really didn't like that. Now, that's not to say that all the jinns were bad. There were some good jinns, and there still are good jinns. But the majority of the jinns were very, very bad. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called his angels, and they said that we need to eradicate the jinns from this earth. And there was one jinn amongst all the jinns on earth that stood out to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through his worship. And that jinn's name was Iblis. And Iblis spent day and night worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In fact, it's stated that there is not a single place in Jannah, not a single spot in Jannah that Iblis had not prayed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on. That's how religious and devout Iblis was. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted Iblis a blessing that no other jinn had been granted. And that blessing was the ability to come and live in Jannah instead of living on the earth. So he came up and he lived in Jannah amongst the angels rather than living amongst the jinns on earth. And this was a huge, huge, huge deal for a jinn. Imagine if we were living as humans amongst the earth, and one of us was so devout that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought us up to pray with the angels. You would have to really be a special person, and Iblis really was a special jinn. And so when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered for the eradication of the jinns on the earth before we lived here, Iblis went to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and he said, Ya Allah, can I be a part of this mission to go and remove the jinns from earth? Can I be amongst the angels in this task? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted his wish, and he went down to earth with the angels, and he fought the jinns, and most of them, not all of them, most of them were killed off. There were still jinns left on the earth because they needed their new progeny to begin to continue to grow. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't want to eradicate them fully, but he wanted to remove their influence off of the earth. And so the jinns that remained, they went off into specific areas and they moved away, and they continued to increase their numbers. And we still today live amongst jinns, by the way, in case you didn't know. Even to this day, human beings are not the only things that inhabit the earth. Jinns live here as well. And so Iblis went and he helped with the mission of eradicating the jinns, and he came back up to the heavens, and he was very proud of what he did. And the thing about Iblis was that he worshipped Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala a lot. And when your intentions of worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are an exchange of or for some sort of exchange, then your intentions aren't pure. And what I mean by that is Iblis had some sort of exchange in his mind when he was worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And what was that exchange? Iblis secretly wanted to have some form of power in the heavens or some sort of power amongst his peers. And that's why he worshipped so devoutly, because he knew that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala could grant him that power. And so he came up very, very proud of the mission. The mission went well. It was successful. And he came up, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, and he announced that he wanted a new Khalifa of the earth. Khalifa means like king or leader. He wanted to create, or he wanted somebody to take charge of the earth and lead it in a positive direction. And after hearing this, Iblis got extremely, extremely happy. He was elated. He was so happy that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was going to appoint somebody to lead the people of the earth, or to lead whatever it was, the direction of that the earth was going. They needed a leader, and he was happy that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was thinking about it, because in his mind, it couldn't be an angel. Because if I was just to explain something to you about angels, angels are Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's almost perfect creation. They do everything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants, but the trade-off is that they don't have a free will like us humans and jinns do. Angels don't have a free will to do whatever they want. They can only do what they are told. So that's why it couldn't be an angel that was to come and take charge of earth. It had to be a jinn, because at that time humans didn't even exist. So Iblis thought it had to be a jinn. And what other jinn would Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala pick than me? Because I'm the one who got raised to the heavens. I'm the one who helped eradicate the jinns from the earth. Who else would be chosen to lead the earth than me? That's what his thought process was. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that he was going to make a new creation. Not the jinns, not the angels, but he was going to create something completely new for the earth. And this creation was going to be made out of clay. And upon hearing this, the angels were a little bit, confused. Now, the angels would never dare to question Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his decisions, but they asked him, "Oh Allah, is our worship not enough for you? That you have to make a new creation to worship you?" And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just simply told them, "You would not understand my intentions, but you will see over time." So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala started to create this new creation, which was human beings made out of clay. So he gathered the clay and he formed and he sculpted the shape of the human being, which was going to be Adam alayhi salam. And he sculpted the shape of the human being. But before he blew the ruh means the soul, into Adam alayhi salam, he left it there on display for a little while. He left Adam alayhi salam's clay body, which had not been given a soul yet, on display for everybody to see for a little while. And everybody came and they congregated around him and they said, "Wow, look at this creation that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made." And he made, and it is written that God made human in image of himself. So everybody's looking at it and admiring it and thinking, "Wow, that's so amazing," except for one person, which was Iblis. Iblis still had a feeling in his heart that he should have been the person to lead the earth, not this new creation. So he came and he looked at the sculpture, and the first day he looked at it a bit and he scoffed at it and he went away. The second day he came and he kicked it and he punched it a little bit and he left. The third day when he came, he realized that he could shift through it. Now remember, human beings are made of clay. We are a solid object like this table or the wall. We are a solid object. I cannot pass my hand through my other hand. It's impossible. Jinns, however, are not solid object. Jinns, however, are made from the energy, the flames of the fire, and they can pass through objects. So Shaitan went and he passed through the form of Adam alayhi salam. And while he was inside the actual body, he saw that it was hollow. And this put a feeling in his heart, a negative feeling in his heart, that this new leader of the earth is going to be made out of clay and is hollow from the inside. But I'm made out of the flames of fire. And I can shift through this being. Yet it's going to be the one to lead the earth and not me. So can anybody tell me the emotion that Iblis was feeling at that time? Does anybody know the types of emotions he was feeling, and to explain them to me? Raise your hands. I don't see any raised hands. I don't know if I'm missing something. Shayan, you raised your hand. You can go ahead.
Jealousy.
Jealousy. That's absolutely correct. Hania, do you have anything to add?
Yes.
Yeah. So he was feeling the emotion of jealousy. One of the worst emotions that a human being can experience. Jealousy can drive you to do the most insane things imaginable. Even in this world, you hear about murders and mass killings and all of these these horrible, atrocious crimes because of jealousy. One of the worst emotions. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always, and the Quran and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam always said that we should be content with what we have, so that we don't fall into the loop of jealousy. So Iblis was starting to feel jealous of Adam alayhi salam, and this jealousy grew day by day by day by day by day. This jealousy kept continuing to grow and grow and grow and grow. And when the day came that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala finally blew the soul into Adam alayhi salam, and he turned from a clay being, or a clay shell, I should say, into a human being, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told all the angels and all the inhabitants of the heavens to bow down, to prostrate. And they all did immediately. All but one. And that one person was Iblis. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked him, Iblis, why did you not prostrate when I commanded you to prostrate? And Iblis said that I am made from fire. He is hollow and made from clay. I am superior to him, so he should be bowing to me, not the other way around. And this was the first ever sin recorded against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The first ever sin to be committed was by Iblis. And what ended up happening is that Iblis and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala got into a sort of argument where Iblis said that I'm not going to prostrate to him, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that I'm going to now damn you to get out of heaven and go live far away from here in the hell. And Iblis said, before I go, I'm going to make one dua. I'm going to ask for one prayer, for one favor. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, I will grant you this one favor. But this was not one small favor, this was a huge favor. Iblis said to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that I want to be able to live until the end of time. And I want the ability to be able to whisper into the ears of these human beings. And I want to have an army. And I want to have a kingdom until the end of time. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted him this wish of his. And as he was leaving, he told Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that I am going to make sure that every single one of your ummah turns away from you, except those who are righteous and believers. This was his mission now, to turn every single one of us against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, go ahead. I'm not going to stop you. But come the day of judgment, you and all of your followers will be damned to hell. And I just want you guys to understand this for 1 second. Iblis hated Adam alayhi salam so much that, by the way, when I say end of time, I don't mean to infinity and beyond. At the end of our time on this earth, which is a very finite time, it's going to end at some point. And until that time, Iblis, his only mission is to turn the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala against him. And then at the end of that, he knows that he's going to be in for the worst punishment of all of us. He's going to get it worst, Iblis. But yet he still, despite knowing all of this, he still did not prostrate to Adam alayhi salam. That's how jealous he was. If I told you to prostrate to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you knew that if you didn't, or prostrate to something, anything, and you knew that if you didn't, that you would be damned to the worst punishment imaginable, obviously you would just do it. Even if you didn't want to, you would just do it. Because it's a matter of common sense. You know, there's the reward, the risk far outweighs the reward. But Iblis hated Adam alayhi salam so much that he didn't care about that. So anyways, Iblis leaves, and he doesn't bother for some time. And Adam alayhi salam, when he was created, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him that you can have the heavens and do whatever you like in here. You can use this in the Bible, it's called the Garden of Eden. You can use the Garden of Eden and do whatever you want for as long as you want. You want to go and run around, you can go and run around. You will never feel hunger. You will never feel thirst. You will always be clothed, and your life will be filled with peace, tranquility, and happiness. But you are not to go near this tree. There's an apple on that tree, or there's a fruit on that tree, and you are not to eat that fruit. Do not go near the tree. Do not eat the fruit. But besides that, you are free to do whatever you want. And Adam alayhi salam went, and he was enjoying his time in paradise. I mean, I'm sure it was paradise. But he felt some sort of loneliness inside of him. And not a very specific type of loneliness. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is all wise. And he granted Adam alayhi salam a wife. It is said that Hawa alayhi salam, Adam's wife, was created from his rib. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took his rib, and while he was napping, he woke up and he found Hawa in front of him. And he asked her, what are you doing here? And she said, I have come to make your life better, essentially. I have come to bring you peace. So Adam and Hawa were getting along just fine. They were having the time of their life, I'm sure, in paradise. Until Shaitan, and by the way, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala warned Adam alayhi salam and Hawa about Shaitan and his and what he might do and what he's planning to do. But time had gone on and Adam alayhi salam's memory started to fade. And Shaitan came and attacked Adam alayhi salam in the perfect time. And I'll tell you this: Shaitan is the most patient of all of the beings. I believe Shaitan is so patient; he's willing to wait thousands and thousands and thousands of years to turn you away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so he went to Adam alayhi salam, and he said that, "Oh Adam, God didn't actually ban you from the tree. He just doesn't want you to eat the fruit of the tree because he doesn't want you to turn into an angel. I'm just letting you know. He doesn't want you to turn into an angel, so that's why he banned you from the tree." And Adam alayhi salam had never heard a lie in his life up until that point. By the way, he had never heard a lie. He lived in paradise. He was the only human being. He was surrounded by angels who, by the way, were perfect creations. They wouldn't lie. Angels don't lie. So he had never heard a lie in his life. So he had no reason not to believe Iblis. And so Iblis said that the only reason God turned you away from the tree is because he doesn't want you to see the fruit. Let's make them happily ever after and do the part 2 in the next session. Okay. So he saw the and he didn't want he said the only reason God doesn't want you to eat the tree is because he doesn't want the fruit, you to eat the fruit. And the only reason he doesn't want you to eat the fruit is that you don't turn into angels. So I'm going to leave it on a bit of a cliffhanger there. I believe my time is up. And at this point in time, I'm going to take some questions. And we're gonna continue on with the story in the next session. Do we have any questions?
No.
No questions at all?
No question.
Okay.
No,
That's-
no questions.
Okay, so that's all from me today. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and I'll hope to see you in the next session.
Bye. See ya. How much minutes is it? Ending right now.
Bye.
Minutes is
No.
class? Bye bye.
Okay, guys.
Hamza bhai, let's go to next session.
Yes. First of all, can we all say thank you very much to Asmar for this great story.
Thanks, Asmar. What?
And now we're gonna have Hadi. Hadi is 14 years old, and he will be teaching us the pillars of Islam this year, inshallah. And Brother Hadi will also bring cool and fun homework for us. Brother Hadi will announce the winners of his sessions at the end of the. You can win by posting homework in Facebook. So let's give it up for Hadi.
Hello, assalamu alaikum. My name is Hadi. I'm 15 years old. I'm from here, Canada. I was born here. So yeah, I wanted to explain to you guys what the different months of the Islamic calendar are. So I'll start off by saying that the Islamic calendar bases off of a certain system, which is the moon actually. If any of you guys are familiar with the lunar calendar, it's actually very similar to that. The Islamic calendar is different months are based on the different like times, the lunar calendar times. So over here on the screen, I have the different months of the Hijri calendar. It consists of 12 months, and Islamic month has 29 and 30 days. So what I want to do is give you guys some homework. First of all, I'm gonna read out the names to you guys, and then I'm gonna give you the homework. So, do any of you guys know these names? Just like if you know it, you can unmute and just let me know. No? Okay, so I'll be pronouncing these names for you guys now. Someone spoke?
Well, I know. Well, I know the names of months.
Yes, these are the names of months. Okay, guys, how many months are in the Islamic calendar? Just a question for you guys. Just to make sure you're listening.
Rajab, Shaban, Ramadan, Shawwal, Zulqa'dah, Dhul Hijjah. There are 12 months of Islam.
Yes, good job. So here's the homework for you guys. I want you guys to color in all these names. So Muharram, Safar, Rabi al-Awwal, Rabi al-Akhir, Jumada al-Awwal, Jumada al-Akhir, Rajab, Sha'ban, Ramadan, Shawwal, Dhul Qadda, Dhul Hijjah. So I want you guys to color all these names. I'm going to send over the PDF very soon. I want you guys to color in all these names. I want you to send them back. And please do it neatly. I just want to see if I want to make sure you guys know the months of the Hijri calendar. So yeah, that's all for me for now. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Must we take a printout and do?
So what's next, Hamza? Is there anything else you have to do?
Yeah, is there anything else?
I think now we're gonna have the dua of the day.
I thought it was like for an hour
I
and it's
feel
like
about it.
5:50.
I don't understand a word.
We're gonna have the dua of the day.
Okay, you know what? Close the voice. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, guys. You know how we had to disturb the class and then we came back and everybody's fasting is the first day. So inshallah, we'll start the duas from tomorrow. How about that?
Okay.
Is that a good idea?
Yeah, that's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how's everybody's fast going so far?
I'm fasting actually today.
Mashallah. Mashallah. How many of you are fasting? Let's see. Raise your hands.
I'm fasting.
Me too.
Mashallah. Mashallah.
All of them.
How many of you fasted for half day today? You know, the little kids. The Rumaisa is only 4 years old, mashallah. Rumaisa, did you fast for an hour? Ali, how long did you fast for?
I fast the full day.
Full day,
I'm
mashallah.
also fasting for the whole day.
Mashallah, Adam, you're a hero. I mean, come on. You have to
I'm
fast.
fasting for the whole day.
Mashallah.
I'm in pain. I fasted half day.
Inshallah, you will learn that it's a blessing. Fasting is a blessing. And inshallah, in these classes, you will learn that.
I read a lot of Quran too.
Mashallah, mashallah. Really, memorize, even if you memorize a half ayah, let's do that. I'm not good in memorizing, it's a secret. Don't tell anybody. But I'm not good in memorizing. So I need your help. When you guys memorize, I memorize. So let's memorize maybe half ayah a day if it's a longer one. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Inshallah. So which surah should we memorize then?
Should we do? I want to do Surah Rahman.
Surah Rahman? Everybody else? Which surah?
How about Surah Al-Nas? How about Surah Al-Nas?
Surah An'am?
How about Surah?
Okay, let's memorize the 30th juz. Let's start from the back. Let's start from the last surah. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, inshallah. We won't test each other, but we will just do it for ourselves. Me and my Allah. Okay? Inshallah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. MashaAllah, it was a good session. Thank you to Brother Asmar. He really loved teaching you guys. But we'll tell him to shorten the class because it was long, right? Yeah, okay. Inshallah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
For me, it was like 10 minutes for me.
Yeah, we'll do it. Oh, you came late. Number 2, make sure from tomorrow, everybody has their own name, okay? Come with your own name because I'm going to lock the meeting. Not everybody will be able to.
Mine is Ali.
Okay, Ali. I'll see you tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum.
My name's Safe.
Okay, inshallah.
Bye. Is someone's name iPhone?
Nice to see you again. I remember you from last year. So.
There's someone named iPhone. iPhone. I want
No iPhone.